No work is ever wasted. If you just spent a large period of time devoted to a project or devoted to something and it didn't pan out for whatever reason, do not think of that as a waste of time. Think of that as time spent improving on matters of utmost importance as long as you were doing your best in whichever endeavor you were partaking in. It doesn't matter what you do, Pierre Hadot would say, but how you do it. And I think that line goes a lot deeper than what we're talking about here, but it works because it truly isn't so much about what you're doing, but it's about how you're doing it. If you're a janitor at a school, but obviously, I don't think it goes without saying that's not I don't want to say it's a lowly job, but it's not. You're not saving the world day to day. Like, let's put it that way. And you can derive great meaning from it, though, if you do your best and you pride yourself at keeping that school like pristine, and you can derive purpose and where I'm going with this video, nothing is ever wasted. If you build a work ethic and a pride and a good pride, a pride in your work. I think pride in your work is good because I think you need to have a little bit of pride in your work because if you don't, then it's not going to be good. You have to pride yourself a little bit in doing your best for the work that you are performing, or I think it'll lack a little bit, but that's beside the point. If you can do that and give your best at being a janitor, imagine how much effort or how easily doing your best will come when a matter more important comes. Say you quit that job or you get laid off and then somehow you're put in a position with a lot more authority, power, whatever it may be, and you're ready to step up and you're ready to work hard because you've been working hard. You've been putting your best foot forward. You're already trained and giving your best day in and day out. It didn't matter that it was at, scrubbing floors and washing tables. That doesn't matter. You were giving your best and you were enduring, even because I'm sure you don't, if you were in that position, you wouldn't always want to quote unquote give your best. You see some dirt in the corner, who's going to really notice it? But that's the difference between, good and great. And I know how hard that could be, to, for say, do something that isn't even going to be noticed. But that really is the stuff that 1% difference is what can edge you out and make way more of a 1% difference. Because, if everyone's seen the exponential growth chart where it's like flat line and then, you know, catabolic or parabolic. Let's go with catabolic. Um, no, I think it's parabolic. No, I don't know. Um, when it's like it starts booming, you know, um, that 1% can be the difference between a flat line and the start of a steep incline in the exponential growth chart. So no work is ever wasted. Don't think anything to be above you because nothing, or below you, because nothing is below you. You know, picking up trash isn't below you. Helping out people isn't below you. Being kind isn't below you. devoting your time to helping others isn't below you. None of these things are below you. And if you can put your best foot forward and give your 100% effort in these matters, then you have a stack of undeniable proof in front of you that you can give your best when you don't want to give your best, when it's easier just to not, when no one's looking and you know you're at your best. You have a stack of undeniable truth. So when you pursue something potentially more important in your endeavors later in life, you already have the proof. You have the confidence because you know you're at your best. There's a video about Marcus Aurelius on YouTube, and I don't recall the name. Oh yeah, Marcus Aurelius, the man who solved the universe. It's by the YouTube channel Horses. And in that video, what was I gonna say? In that video, he talks about how Marcus Aurelius. Oh yeah, he talks about how Marcus Aurelius is at his best when no one's watching, and that's how you want to be. You want to be at your best when no one's watching. You want to be at your best when there's a piece of trash on the ground and no one's there, you know. And even if people were there, they wouldn't fault you because you didn't drop it. It's not your trash. But that's the difference between a good and great, I believe. And if you can excel on matters like that, which are quote unquote below so many people nowadays, I think you will excel everywhere in your life because it starts in the micro and then it starts to show up in the macro. And I think it's very valuable to realize that no work is ever wasted because it can help you get through these periods of time where it's the umpty squat time you've done this quote unquote mediocre task and you've got no credit and you don't see any fruits, and it's like you just need to imagine, well, one, you're not entitled to the fruits of your labor, but I think in situations like this it's good to imagine that picture I think we've all seen of the miner who turns around potentially one axe pick away from hitting the gold. So never give up, because this is the only time when you fail is when you give up. And not giving your best is to fail because you're leaving something on the table. And there's something to regret if you are not giving your absolute best.